Good morning. Welcome to the Moms Interrupted podcast.
We're your hosts, Natasha
and Taylor. Feeling chipper. I slept 7 hours last night.
Oh my God.
I don't know what's going on with me, but it's really funny. So I started watching the third season of Tell Me Lies, which is like one of the most high anxiety, high stress shows.
I was just telling my college friends that I can't watch it, and they're like, you have to watch it. And so I started watching it again, like trying to, and I was like, nope. I don't need more anxiety. Like I'm on SSRIs. I don't need to like induce anxiety.
So this is how I felt with Euphoria when everyone was obsessed with it. I was like, everything that can humanly go wrong goes wrong.
Right.
And anyway, it's just really funny because I have been having these sleep issues with anxiety and stuff. So I was like, obviously I'm not going to watch the show.
Yeah.
And then I watched it last night and I slept 7 hours. And I was like, maybe I just need some more high stress to distract me from my own stress.
Oh,
like my life isn't as bad as theirs.
Perspective.
Yeah.
And like you said, distraction.
Yeah. So that's
interesting. Like reverse psychology situation.
I know. And also people are like, cut out coffee. The last like 3 days I've had like 4 cups of coffee and I'm like thriving and I'm sleeping so well. I don't know what's happening. I mean, I'm not drinking it past like 10 a.m. But still it's like, maybe I just need to not listen to anyone and do the opposite of what everyone's telling me.
Yeah. Maybe it's like that Seinfeld episode where he's like, I'm going to do the opposite of my initial instinct. And then he starts thriving and getting super successful.
I think sometimes when you're not thinking about optimizing everything to sleep better,
of course,
you sleep better.
Of course, because you're not like obsessing. It's just like anything, like with kids.
Yeah.
Like when you stop obsessing about their sleep and stop obsessing about like, okay, we'll talk about my nanny story. So I have school all day on Tuesdays and so I do a nanny share and she brought my daughter over for her second nap. Usually they're at another house. She brought her over for the second nap and I hear on the monitor some like twinkle song playing like dee 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 instead of the sound machine. And I'm sitting there and I'm thinking like, oh my God. So she puts her down and then she leaves because I'm upstairs doing my school stuff. And I'm just sitting there thinking like, she's never going to sleep. She's going to wake up after 30 minutes and be like, why is this twinkle song playing? Blah, blah. And so I have this urge to go down there and sneak in and turn the sound machine on and turn the twinkle song off. I had to wake her up. She slept so long. And it's just one of those things where you're like, if you just stop obsessing and let go, sometimes it just all works out.
Yeah. I'm proud of you.
Thank you.
Surprised you didn't go in.
I never would have done that with my first.
Yeah.
I would have had to sneak in. I probably would have woken him up. It would have been this whole thing. And I really have to stop myself from the urges that I have to intervene and to obsess. Like same thing last night. I gave my husband the monitor because I slept like nothing the night before with my daughter up all night. And I gave my husband the monitor at like 8 o'clock and I said, good luck. I'll see you in the morning. And he was like, yeah, she sort of whined for like, I don't know, 10 minutes on and off around 9 o'clock. And then she slept through the night. And I was like, why am I like this?
Yeah.
It's me. Hi. I'm the problem.
Well, the babies do act differently for us. We all know that.
Totally. They do.
That's part of it.
But I also feel like I get in the way. Oh, for sure. Like this morning, she woke up and she was starting to cry about something. I said, Leah, we're not going to cry this morning. We're just not. We're not going to cry. You can use your words. You could say, mama. You could say, no. Tell me how you feel, but use your words. And then she didn't cry all morning. And every time she started to be like, meh. And I said, Leah, you can use your words. And I was like, okay. Usually I'm just like, oh, it's okay. I'll hold you. And no. But also it's easier to be strong when you have sleep. So if you're not sleeping, like everything is hard.
And I loved that thing you sent me that was like a study that someone did. It was the IBCLC and she got like 10,000 responses. And if their kids are waking through the night, not like how much, not for how long, just are they waking through the night? And every number was like over 70% for every year until they're like 4.
Yeah.
So moms just aren't sleeping. For 4 years. And if you have multiple kids, it's like 8 years.
But it's also like you adjust, not to say you're up all night.
No.
And I do feel like the night wakings are hardest the first time because you're just so used to sleeping through the night and having this like long, luxurious sleep. And then after that, you're like, yeah.
That's why I do feel like, even though I hate when people tell me this, my mom always tells me this, She was a doula and childbirth educator, and she's always like, the reason pregnancy sleep is so hard is because it's preparing you for baby. I'm like,
yeah, you're like, thanks.
but it's kind of true.
No, it is true.
I'm not afraid at all of it. I'm like, bring it on.
Yeah.
Bring it on.
The nice thing, I will say, anecdotally, but the nice thing about postpartum, in my experience, again, I don't want to offend anybody, but like,
wait, last time I looked up how many times she said in my experience. I didn't even tell you this.
Didn't tell me that. That's so embarrassing.
I went like Apple search.
Shut up.
My experience. It was like 6 times.
Jesus. Okay.
I'm gonna get you a hat that says it.
I'll shut up. But I just don't want to be like, this is
I know,
this is the end all be all.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
just in my experience, postpartum sleep is so much easier.
Yes. I agree.
Because you're physically less uncomfortable.
Well, the hormones too just feel like they're better associated with.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and
my pregnancy hormones are like.
Yeah. I know. Okay.
Not telling any pregnant women out there to drink 4 cups of coffee. That wasn't an official health statement.
I'm here for your medical advice and my experience.
But my baby's thriving off of it. I think she likes caffeine.
Yeah.
And high stress shows. She might give me some issues.
Well,
anyway,
we'll see how that goes after she comes out. I pray for you. But I do think that postpartum tired is better than pregnancy tired. Pregnancy is just hard.
Yeah, you just don't have a cute little reward to look at. So you're just like, miserable. I'm a miserable Oompa Loompa for no reason.
I mean, there's a reason.
Yeah.
But like,
but you can't see it yet.
And it's just in you.
And it's weird.
It's super weird and it's super uncomfortable.
I don't feel a kick and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know, maybe this makes me like a really dark person, but I don't think like, I think like alien creepy, like I don't know what's going on in there. Like, stop.
Yeah.
I don't like thinking about what's happening in there. And that's funny as a childbirth educator.
This is like a weird thing, but like I never understood the amniotic fluid thing.
Oh, I don't even find ultrasounds cute. I'm like the people who like post like the super creepy 3D ones. I'm like, I don't know.
3D ones freak me out also. Like, oh my God.
It feels intrusive. I'm like, I don't think we're supposed to see this creature until it's fully out.
My friend said that the first time she was pregnant, she got her ultrasound and she was like, does my baby have eyes?
No, it's not cute. It's not cute. Not once have I been like, I need to show someone this 3D image of my alien creature.
I've never done the 3D. I've only seen the like regular ultrasound. The 3D, for sure. I mean, they're so smushed in there. It's like, what? I don't know.
Do as you will, but
I
see it and I'm like, I don't know if I'm meant to see this.
Yeah,
I think I'm meant to see you when you come out.
That's like so
I'll let the doctor look.
Yeah.
But I don't need to see my child while it's like a
That's very
like skeleton.
That's very you, Conan,
you know?
though. You're like this is too far.
It's too far.
Yeah, I get that. It's unnatural.
It is.
Yeah, for sure.
Too much information.
I'll see you when you're out.
And developed.
Totally.
Anyways,
what are we talking about today?
I did a poll asking what I should wear for the episode because I tried on overalls and it was a fail.
I can't believe that you can fit but I can't believe that you can fit into pre-pregnancy stuff.
Oh no, I bought those though for postpartum.
Oh, not that you're fat or anything, but I gained like 45 or 50 pounds.
They're like very
oversized. And then also a size up.
Yeah. So I was already on Instagram, so I happened to get targeted with an ad. And this has to do with what we're talking about today on potty training. And I got targeted. It just starts out with this influencer being like, I don't want to brag, but I think that I potty trained in just a week and this is how. And she goes on to show this product that is just like absolutely ridiculous, probably like $300. And it's this custom squat potty that has like motorcycle handles and looks super bougie and high tech. And I'm just like, how did we get here? This is to poop and pee. And it just is so unnecessary. It rattled my bones. And I was like, what a good way to start, because our topic today is just on the predatory marketing towards moms in general, how it starts the minute you're pregnant, not even the minute you're pregnant, like before you're even pregnant, when you're trying to conceive.
And when I just feel like it's like as soon as you're like childbearing years,
you Google one thing
and then it's over.
This is the prenatal you need to take 6 months before.
God. If I see one more ad for like some prenatal, there's so many.
And it's like always a celebrity or influencer.
What do they know about prenatals? Like, why do I care what prenatal Cardi B is taking?
And it's literally, the rhetoric is really scary too, because it's like, this prenatal saved me. I never could have made it through my pregnancy without this prenatal.
That's the rhetoric around all of the marketing though. You need this. This saved me.
Your child's not going to develop properly without this prenatal.
You'll never sleep without this product. You'll never feel yourself again without this. All your hair will fall out if you don't have this product.
And marketing works on everyone. Like I've been suckered into things like,
obviously my first, oh my God, call me a consumer. The amount of money I spent the first time, just because I am type A. I like to be in control, and my entire pregnancy I didn't feel like I was in control, and I didn't know what to expect postpartum, and I just felt like having all of this stuff and being prepared would make me feel more settled and more ready, when really I just spent all my money on stuff. And it didn't, like, some things help, but also, like, did I think that I was going to give birth and then like never be able to get onto Amazon again? I didn't need to have like a first aid kit. I basically was ready to do surgery as soon as I gave birth. Like, why did I need all of that stuff? And it's just so silly looking back, because I had access to those things after I gave birth. If I would have needed them, why did I feel like I needed to stock up? Like I was going to be so incapacitated that I needed to get it now, because I'll never be able to go to a store again. When I think about registries now, I think the big stuff is great, like a car seat and a stroller and some stuff that you want, that you don't want to buy. Like it sounds bad, but like you want other people to buy for you. But all the other little stuff you can just get.
Yeah. This time around, I didn't create a registry. I was like, please don't get me anything unless it's, but when you gave me hand-me-downs, I was like, this is the best gift ever.
Hand-me-downs are the best gift ever.
When you're a second-time mom, you're like, is anything better than hand-me-downs?
You're welcome.
Especially if your friend has good style.
Totally.
Otherwise, different quash.
Yeah, but also like, you can't go wrong with having a bunch of onesies.
I don't know. I've gotten some weird onesies.
Totally. Yeah, my stuff is really cute. So you're welcome.
I want to say I get either a formula ad or a prenatal vitamin ad. Those two specifically
I get targeted for hair vitamins specifically. Like I know this, like I have to basically glue these to my head, but it's normal. Your hair doesn't fall out in pregnancy. And then after you have the baby, that extra hair falls out. It's just biological. If you're having severe hair loss, it's likely a thyroid issue, like severe to where you have actual patches of hair missing. This specific brand of hair supplements is not going to change anything.
No, and a little bit of hair loss is normal. With formula specifically, in some countries, they do follow laws like...
it's the WHO code. The World Health Organization has a code against predatory marketing for formula and other baby products, and the US does not implement that into law, whereas other countries do. And we're the only developed nation that allows this predatory marketing of formula.
This really came to light this year because a really well-known celebrity, her ads were still running for By Heart formula even after the recall. I think that we've also come to this point in the formula versus breastfeeding world where it's really hard to talk about formula and all of its benefits like separate from the predatory marketing that comes with formula.
Right.
Because like you can be against predatory marketing and be like, this should still be widely available and utilized for every mom who wants to use it and for every mom who needs to use it. Those are different conversations. But the minute people start talking about the issues surrounding predatory marketing with formula.
Yeah.
It's like, fed is best.
Right.
This is best.
Also, people who are advocating for breastfeeding and breastfeeding education and informed consent around breastfeeding and formula and making those choices. No one is saying like you should not have formula available. Formula is medicine. Formula should be available. It should be produced. It is just not something that needs to be mass marketed and promoted by influencers with multi-million-dollar marketing campaigns. And if you take a step back and look outside of the US and look to other developed nations, it's illegal to do that.
I feel the same way about prenatals because I see all these celebrities and influencers who might not truly understand that the prenatal market has like no regulation and no one's following any certain rules and anyone can create a supplement or a vitamin. You're getting so much conflicting information online as a mom regarding prenatals. I experienced this firsthand this pregnancy because my family has that MTHFR gene mutation.
Yeah.
You see all these panic headlines about like folic acid versus folate. Some people I follow that I really trust who are OBs are talking about that. And then you have other OBs that are talking differently about it. And then you have the CDC says there's about like a 16% less chance of you absorbing all of it basically, but that there's no research to show there's like a better option. And like it just again comes down to the mother to like be like, okay, well then like what the fuck do I do?
Right. What's the right choice?
What's the right choice? And then it's like we're panicking while we're pregnant. And then you see an ad from an influencer who knows nothing about this, isn't a scientist, isn't an OB.
No.
And they're telling you what to do. And I feel the same exact way about formula is like they don't know all the different laws behind it in the world, all the different statistics, like what's going on with breastfeeding in the world, all these things. And a mother who is struggling and doesn't know what to do or what company is like reputable or any of those things sees an ad.
Yeah.
Don't these influencers feel any sort of like...
No, because they don't even know. That's the thing. Like, that's just the world that they're in. Like, they don't know about the WHO code and they don't know, like most people don't. They don't even realize that it's predatory because all of our marketing is predatory.
And that's the thing is like, this isn't unique to the mother baby world, but there's something about when it is the mother baby world that just feels a lot more triggering and a lot more high risk because there's so many different people involved and there's dangers to doing things incorrectly. Moms are so vulnerable.
And tender. And it's like really like it's proven that women in the like 24 to 34-year-old age group, which tends to be a very common age for childbearing, the biggest consumers in the US. And so we're targeted whether you're having kids or not. And then when it gets into motherhood and pregnancy, it just feels like one step too far. It's just like a really vulnerable time, like you said. And it's just like, can we just lay off the money making machine and the capitalism for a second and like actually take care of people?
Yeah.
It just feels like it's gotten to the point where it's like everything is just about money, which it's the US. And like, yes, that's how our society works. But it's just like, it feels icky.
Yeah.
It's icky. This is not something to like capitalize on. It's something that should be treated with respect and education and care versus just, and all of these companies, what really grinds my gears is you see these ads, whether it's an influencer or whatever, and it's like, we care. Like we're different. We're the brand that cares about moms. We care about babies. You see those ads and they're like,
I'm a mom. I created this company because XYZ.
Yes. Mom founded. I saw a gap in the market and that's why I created this. And I'm not saying that that's totally untrue.
Right.
But once the company gets to a point, like if you've worked for big companies before, like it very well may have been founded because of a gap in the market or a need, right? That's why companies become successful, because there is a need for it, or there is a difference in the product and there's a reason why it's better than others. But to use that as like a marketing line, once the company is like multi-million dollars, billion-dollar companies, and they have these huge ad campaigns and it's like, I'm a mom. I know what you need because I also experienced this. It just is so yucky.
Wait, also a lot of the formula ads I've seen are moms being like, I felt so guilty and I wanted to feel really good about my feeding choice. And so this company, knowing it's like the best of the best, there's actually like not a lot of difference between formula in terms of the ingredients in the US. There's very specific rules they have to follow. Most of them are usually just a higher price because they market it as that. So it is so dangerous for influencers to not understand that and to be like,
well, and not care.
Yeah. And they're targeting lower income people also. And these followers are seeing this and being like, oh my God, so the stuff I'm feeding my baby like isn't good enough. And so they're not going to thrive. And like, I need to feel guilty. How predatory is that?
Well,
that is crazy.
It's just so mean. Formula is highly regulated.
Yeah. There's way bigger variety in prenatals.
They're not FDA regulated.
Yeah. So very wide variety. So fair that some companies could be like, this is very different from this prenatal. Actually, not fair for formula companies.
Not
to
at all, because it is highly regulated. And I know there's a bunch of noise on TikTok about all of these different things like formula has this in it. Formula has this is in it. There is so little variation in formula because it is food for infants, like the most vulnerable, and it is FDA regulated. And that is something that the US has gotten right, is that is so highly regulated. We'll give praise where praise is due.
And that's why it needs to be so protected with marketing.
Yeah. The reason why it's called formula is because it is a very specific formula.
So if someone is trying to tell you like this formula is 10 times more superior and that's why you have to pay 10 times more, just think about that for a second. And maybe don't listen to the random influencer who told you that it made her baby grow wings and sleep through the night.
Grow wings. But back to prenatals. Prenatals and vitamins.
It's the wild, wild west.
And supplements in general are the wild, wild west. And that's why when you're looking at prenatals, you have to make sure that they're third-party tested. And that's something that you really have to do your research on.
Also, what's really scary is now these days, like so many people order stuff on Amazon and you can be ordering what you think is the brand that you want, but it's actually like a weird knockoff that Amazon sells. And that happened to me with Unisum.
Oh,
during pregnancy.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was like this weird knockoff, wasn't called Unisum, but had Unisum's name like in the description. I took it for a couple of days and felt like it wasn't like working the same. This was during first trimester. And then I had absolute panic because I was like, this wasn't the Unisum brand, and I just ordered it.
No, my mom told me that too. She was like, you should not get your supplements from Amazon
directly from the brand.
Yeah, buy directly from the brand, or like go to a Target or something, because Amazon is not
Somebody specifically asked like what they need postpartum. This one really gets me because I feel like there's so many things you're targeted with postpartum.
I just say I bought so many postpartum supplies that after 2 pregnancies and postpartums, I still have a bin full of postpartum supplies.
You dropped stuff off at my house.
Yeah, it wasn't all of it.
Oh my God.
Yeah. So like now that's 3 postpartums that you and I have been through where we haven't even gone through all of my supplies.
Oh my God. That's crazy. So someone asked what they needed postpartum. Honestly, like if we're canceling out what you would need for breastfeeding or nursing or pumping,
just like
what you would need postpartum for yourself, it's so bare bones.
Yeah,
it's so bare bones. Like,
and again, if something pops up where you're like, oh, I need this, like you can most likely just have somebody get it for you or order it.
Aside from just like sizing up for some comfortable, like breathable underwear and like making sure you have diapers,
which you probably have from pregnancy, the underwear, and then also diapers or just pads.
And the pad thing, there's all these like specialized like postpartum kits, like I'm not gonna name the brand, but they have like everything, and it's like you literally can buy cheap pads, you can dip them in witch hazel, whatever, put them in the freezer, and all of a sudden you have a cooling pad that was like 25 cents. So I just want people to realize like you don't have to get all of these crazy things.
Yeah, and if you want to, fine.
Yeah.
But again, like the marketing is it really gets in your gut and feels like, oh, I need that.
Yeah.
I have to have it.
Yeah, I'm not going to heal if I don't have it.
Or this is just going to make my life so much easier, and it's really important that I have this. When you're going into the first time, and this was my experience, you don't know how much stuff you need. And so I bought 4 of those packs of those specific pads, and I needed them for like 24 hours post.
Right.
I used 3 of them. I very well could have just like sprayed witch hazel on my own pads. Like I didn't realize that.
Oh my gosh. And there's all these like specialty postpartum corsets and like belly binding.
I never used that. Did you?
So this is what I have to say about belly binding. My midwife blew my mind the first time around. I was telling her I was having some pelvic pain when I was pregnant, and she was like, let me create you a belly binder really quick for pregnancy and postpartum. And I was like, what do you mean you're just like creating it really quick? She rips a sheet, just like a cotton sheet, and wraps it on me. And I was just like, wow. Instead of paying like $40, $50, $60 for this like unique one that's going to make you heal quicker and get skinny and do all these things and close your abs, like you needed a cotton sheet that you ripped. It's just so crazy. And then I sent Natasha a screenshot of this the other day. It really bothered me for some reason. So I felt the need to send it to so many people. I got targeted for a hot mom diaper.
This was the most insane one I've seen.
I'm going to be bleeding into this thing and throwing it away. Why do I have to look hot?
You guys, it actually said hot mom. She's not like having a theatrical performance right now. It said hot mom diaper, and it was a picture of a very, very thin model in a diaper. I was like, what is this shoot? This photo shoot.
Wait, I didn't even think about the fact that that was not a postpartum body.
That was it. Like, I'm sorry. Like, I was like, this woman has never had a baby, has never been pregnant.
This is like a well-known company that I've bought stuff from before. It made me think of them differently. I was like, this is super weird.
What you need is whatever diapers they have at
whatever
CVS.
Cheapest diaper.
You definitely don't need to be hot. Like, that's just something that you don't.
Yeah,
you don't need to worry about being hot.
I already am hot.
Yeah, and like
in my ugly granny diaper.
Right. And you wear the diapers for a few days. Like, I don't need to be worrying about being hot. I just pushed a baby out of my vagina.
Okay, well, that takes us to the postpartum body targeting.
Oh my God, don't even get me started.
The programs.
Buy the 6-week course to get your body back, postpartum bounce back.
I'm a postpartum training specialist. What the is that? What is that? If you're a pelvic floor therapist, sure. Give me some tips on like pelvic floor therapy.
But you will not see a pelvic floor like therapist being like, I'm a special person who's going to make sure you bounce back. They're going to be like, let me help you if you're having pain. Those are the people you should trust. No. That is just some crazy predatory shit.
And talk about influencer marketing again. Like, if I see one more video of an influencer being like, if you do this during pregnancy, you can look like this. And both they're like lifting weights and doing abs. I'm like, fuck off. Fuck off.
I saw this video and I sent it to you actually like a few months ago. I don't know if you remember, but a very famous model and influencer made this video on Instagram, and it was like, I worked out, and it was a video of her working out. She's like, you know, obviously a stunning supermodel. She's like, I worked out like this during my pregnancy so I could look like this postpartum. And like, it's 6 weeks postpartum and she looks totally back to normal. And I'm like, how dare you? She ended up deleting the video because the comments were like, she needed a reality check. First of all, you get paid to be a supermodel. Like, of course, this is your whole shtick. You have all of these resources. You're super wealthy. You have a home gym and a personal trainer. Like, give me a break. Don't try to brag about how you are looking so
also
good.
Like, we obviously lived different experiences with pregnancy. Like,
even if she
I'm trying
felt
so
sick
hard to do a cat
and she
cow.
didn't sleep, I don't care. Like, that was just so tone deaf.
So tone deaf. But also the reason I probably don't even remember this video is because I swear to God I see one every week.
It's constant.
And it's like there's some specialized postpartum trainer that like you have to buy this course and you're gonna look like this. How disgusting, because like, yes, that happens to everyone.
Yeah.
They all get targeted, but like when it's a mom who's vulnerable and feels her lowest and like doesn't feel beautiful and like is healing, and you're sitting on the couch and your nipples are bleeding and you're watching that.
What the other thing is like, it's the woman to woman crime that really gets me.
It's always a female.
It's like, you're a woman, you're a mom. How dare you prey on me right now? I'm vulnerable. I'm at my lowest. I'm having a hard time. And you're trying to sell me something and capitalize on those feelings that I'm having. Like, how dare you? And when you're watching it at first, you're like, oh, they're trying to help me. And then you're like, no. You're trying to make money. I get it. Everybody's got to make money. That's how the world works. But like, it's the woman on woman crimes to me that are the most gut wrenching.
Yeah.
Don't do that to me.
Don't do that to me.
If you want to post a video on how I can help my diastasis recti, and then maybe I want to work with you in the future because I thought your videos were helpful because you're a licensed therapist, that's a fine way to promote your business. But it's crossing the line when you're like,
well, it's also different to be like, here are some core exercises to get you back into like feeling strong again and doing this. But it's so different when you're like, lose all your baby weight, get back to this in 8 weeks. That's just so different.
Postpartum crash course, postpartum bounce back, and buy this course. It's totally different. And it just feels super icky and disappointing. It's almost like I expect it from men, you know? But when it's another woman, especially another mom, I'm like, you're out. You're out. I want nothing to do with you.
I agree.
So I don't know if this happens to you, but just talking about like getting targeted for things, right? Because the algorithms are crazy. But I get targeted for GLP-1s all the time. I'm postpartum, but like in pregnancy, are you getting targeted for that stuff?
Literally every day. Every day.
It's crazy.
Every day. And here we come back to the same point again, is that it feels a lot more criminal to be targeting mothers about that. And all of them say like XYZ GLP-1. There actually hasn't been studies of large amounts of breastfeeding moms on GLP-1.
And the US actually like doesn't have any stipulations around marketing that stuff. And then if something goes wrong, they're like, actually, we need to put regulations around this now that people have gone blind or like lost, you know, whatever.
Their teeth are decaying.
Like that, then they're like, oh, we actually need to put some regulations around this. But it's not until after people are harmed that we put regulations around. So people can say anything. I'm getting targeted for breastfeeding safe GLP-1s or breastfeeding safe GLP-1s like gummies. And I'm like, wait, that's not a GLP-1. Like people can just say, oh, this gummy is a GLP-1. I look at the ingredients and it's like green tea extract. I'm like, that's not a GLP-1.
Dude, it's so unhinged. It's so unhinged. And people are vulnerable. They want to lose their baby weight.
And then it's sad because I see comments on TikTok on these videos being like, I can't wait to stop breastfeeding so I can get on GLP-1s. I can't wait to stop breastfeeding.
I see that all the time.
I can't wait to give birth so I can get on my GLP-1s or what. And I'm just like, geez. Like,
I feel like those are comments that's like that, like you're supposed to like say to a friend or keep to yourself. And like social media has become just so unhinged.
It's so honest. Like I'm like, well, maybe we should keep that to ourselves.
And not only that, but like people don't realize that like another mom is watching that and being like, oh my God, it's safe. It actually, there's no data saying it's safe.
We have no idea if it's safe. And also,
and that's why you won't find us on our podcast or on social media being like, you need to do this. You need to do this. We're getting paid by this. It's like, no, we can tell you our experience, but you'll never see me saying like this prenatal is better or this is better or this is better, because like I am not in a lab doing large controlled trials on these things. And therefore I have nothing to say about it.
And I don't work for the FDA. So I actually don't know. And like, I'm sorry, but if you're going to be injecting yourself with something, it should probably be a conversation with you and your doctor.
Yeah.
And not some influencer told me. That's the other thing.
Talk about how the supplement industry isn't regulated. So all of these like fake GLP-1 supplements, like no one's regulating them. And people are like, it's breastfeeding safe. I'm like, says who?
Says who?
Says who?
It is crazy. I mean, when you're breastfeeding, you're not even supposed to have mint. Like, You really?
I know. I looked up once if I could have like nighty night tea, and they were like, no.
Not if you look at any supplement, it's like consult with your doctor before you take this. It's literally like echinacea. Why would something that you inject into yourself be safe unless you are consulting with your doctor? It's just crazy to me. And then people are like, yep, breastfeeding safe, pregnancy safe. I'm like, are you sure? Like, did you go to medical school for 12 years?
There's not a lot of studies on pregnant women in general.
Well,
or breastfeeding women in general.
Because there could be potential harm.
That's why it's like, keep it to yourself. If you're deciding to do this, keep it to yourself. You go, girl, but do not influence other people.
And do not say it's safe.
Don't say it's safe.
Because we actually don't know if it's safe.
Yeah.
And if you and your doctor make an informed decision around the risks and benefits, but taking advice from someone on TikTok who is being incentivized to tell you and is getting a kickback, no, it is outrageous behavior. And it is, like you said, the wild, wild west.
Yeah. If you want to know how Natasha and I really feel.
Yeah, really. Yikes.
Unacceptable behavior. No, but it really is.
It really is.
It really is. It
And
just rattles our bones.
And there's just so many things to worry about, and there's so much noise. I actually have to take a step back sometimes because like I am a consumer.
Well, moms are like the number one Googlers.
Right.
We are like constantly searching for information. So to target us.
We want to do what's best for ourselves and our babies.
Very high stakes. We want to raise these little perfect humans, and we want them to, you know, be the healthiest they can be. And that is why predatory marketing hits so different when it's towards moms.
They are these companies are selling anxiety, and they're selling anxiety, and then they're being like, and this will fix it.
Yeah.
This will fix it. This product, if you buy it, will fix it.
Yeah.
We're sleep deprived. We're exhausted. We're desperate for a quick fix. Let me tell you, there's no quick fix.
There's no quick fix.
It's just figuring out like different ways to handle. I mean, go to therapy. That's a good way to spend your money. Go to a gym, like figure out maybe you can hire a housekeeper, like figure out someone to take something else off your plate. Don't buy more. Oh my God. The baby tech stuff. Like there's so many products that are ultra expensive that it's just like, we have confused having more data with being more safe.
Yeah.
And those two things are not the same thing.
It's definitely become datafied parenting.
For sure. And it takes your focus off of watching your baby and being like, is my baby healthy? Is my baby happy? Is my baby thriving? And it takes your focus to an app, something that you have a subscription for, something that you're paying for and obsessing over. And sometimes that data is just like, none of my business. It's none of my business.
Yeah.
I actually don't need to know how many times. I used to obsess over how many times in a day in 24 hours is my baby breastfeeding. It actually like doesn't matter as long as your baby's gaining weight and thriving.
We've forgotten how to read normal newborn behavior.
Right.
And that's why that's such a big topic now in newborn classes, because we're trying to like re-educate and retrain us from, instead of looking at these apps, looking at our babies and like understanding what certain cues mean.
Right.
Because more just makes you more confused.
Yeah. And it's not necessarily like more information isn't always necessarily better.
No.
It's sometimes like less is more. And we get so in the weeds with like corner cases that we like over optimize. And we talk about this all the time, right? Like you don't need a vibrating bassinet if like your baby is like close to you and you expect them to wake up 5 times in the night because that's normal newborn behavior.
Right.
But if you expect them to not wake up in the night, then you're like, well, I need this vibrating bassinet so that it'll vibrate them back to sleep that has this heartbeat playing that mimics mom. And it's like, well, like they actually want to be on you for a reason because that's normal and biological.
The baby tech has actually always really scared me.
Yeah.
Like we're creating bassinets that have heartbeats.
Yes.
Like this is...
The first bassinet that I bought had a heartbeat sound underneath it. It would be like, dunk, 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 dunk. And I was like, huh.
Okay, see, this is like a sci-fi movie that probably came out 40 years ago and like we're living it now.
And it's like we try to mimic what's just like normal and biological
and free.
And free. It's like your baby wants to hear your heartbeat and you're like, instead of putting your baby on your chest, you're like, let's make a bassinet that has a heartbeat.
Another thing is all these like
so weird when you think about it.
All these like wearable devices too that are like super expensive.
Yes.
And then you start thinking ethically, like these companies are saying like this prevents SIDS, like your baby's not going to die if you wear these things. But then it's like the ethics in that is that lower income families can't afford to have those. And also like that's not true.
It's the same thing with the formula stuff. Like, oh, you have to have this expensive formula, or oh, to breastfeed you need this expensive pump, you need this expensive bra. And then lower income families are like, well, I can't breastfeed because I can't buy this device or like this thing that's going to help me, this breastfeeding pillow. It's like actually like you can just use a regular pillow and you don't need a special bra. And like breastfeeding is actually the most low income friendly because all it takes is your body.
Yeah. We've trained ourselves out of knowing how it intuitively works. So it's like we need all these gadgets and then all of a sudden breastfeeding is like so much more difficult than it needed to be.
It's so much more difficult because of the data of all the stuff. It's like you actually don't need these like sterilizers and these like machines that are supposed to like make your life easier. Like it's great that we have like pumps available via insurance now. Then on top of that, it's like, well, now you need a wearable pump because we got to be on the go, got to be hands free.
Yeah.
So now you're like, okay, so I have my regular plug into the wall pump.
I never had a sterilizer and I never understood why you would need one.
Yeah, because you don't need one.
Yeah.
Per the World Health Organization and the CDC, you don't need to sterilize unless your baby is preemie and you're like, we're really worried about introducing bacteria. I mean, you could sterilize with hot water in a bin in the sink.
That's what I would do. With
soapy water.
Right.
We have made water and soap into tech. Just use a bowl with soapy water. That's sterilizing. You don't need a sterilizer. Also, if you have a dishwasher, that's sterilizing. You actually don't need to make it more complicated by buying this $300, $400 device that sterilizes because soap and water sterilizes.
Oh, and there's like really expensive warmers too.
Yeah.
And I would just put it in a bowl with warm water.
I'll never forget the first time when I was pregnant, I asked my friend who had twins. I said, well, what do you use to warm your milk? And she's like, the best way to warm up milk is to take the milk out of the freezer and put that little baggie in a warm bowl of water. The bottle warmer, if you don't leave it in for the exact amount of time, it makes the bottle too hot. And then you have to wait for it to cool down.
Dude,
it's just creating more problems.
It's crazy. Actually, with my son, I think if your baby cares, then, warm it up in warm water. Yeah. I actually never really needed to. It could be a little bit cold and it was fine.
My
and I
daughter
was like,
never took a bottle, so I never needed it either.
But like, why all the hoopla about bottle warmers? It's gone to a point where it's so crazy.
One thing I want to say is like, we're not shaming buying these products and we're not shaming.
We're just not selling them.
Exactly. We're not selling them, and we have bought many products. The point of this episode is to just point out that marketing is unhinged and you probably need less than you think you do.
Yes.
And these things are available if you find that you're like, oh, I could use this product maybe to make my life easier or something, but like you just don't need as much as like the internet will tell you that you. And then we will segue and tell you about our experiences.
You are running into your first day of breastfeeding and you can only grab 3 things.
Okay.
What are you grabbing?
I'm running.
You're probably waddling.
Waddling into my first few days of breastfeeding. What are the 3 things that I actually need? My silverettes.
Yeah.
I will say that silverettes, there's a lot of knockoffs, but you need a certain, I don't know off the top of my head what it is, but like a certain type of silver for it to actually have the qualities. So like those, it's very important that you get the good ones because the cheap knockoff ones like don't have the healing properties. My silverettes, And that being said, a like very comfy, sort of loose fitting but supportive nursing / pumping bra. I can't even think of a third. Maybe a like Haka or like breast milk collecting thing. The second time, like I didn't even reach for that breastfeeding pillow.
Yeah.
And I highly recommend this position, but I lived in the laid back nursing position. That's just something that you don't see in the movies. And a lot of times they don't teach you in the hospital, but it's actually like the best way to get a deep latch.
Yes.
Because gravity is on your side. And if you have a fast letdown, it's actually going to help baby control it. So there's just so many benefits to this position. And you also don't need a breastfeeding pillow if you use that position. It's also like super natural for the newborn because they do the newborn crawl. So anyways, I'll get off my soapbox on that.
They're a good 3.
Those are,
I agree.
Okay. I'll ask you this one since you're pregnant. So since you're pregnant and this is going to be happening for you soon, fractions are 2 minutes apart and you don't have a hospital bag packed, what are you grabbing to take to the hospital? What are your 3 things?
Usually hospitals or birth centers or whatever have most of the stuff you need. So actually I would bring whatever snacks I want to be eating, whatever like electrolytes or drinks or whatever I want to be drinking, and then make sure that my baby has some clothing.
Yeah. So that's the thing. That's a good call out is like, God, I see you on TikTok.
Because they have the diapers and all of that and like...
And I've said this before, but like I have had 2 hospital births and like the hospital is stocked full of stuff that is yours. Like you own it. So I told my husband, bring a trash bag and I'm going to load all this stuff up. Like the diapers that are in there for you and baby, the wipes, like they have everything that you need. They have peri bottles. They have, like the spray for your cooch. They have everything. So yeah, like, I would say 80% of what you need postpartum for the first few days, even after you leave the hospital, you get to take with you. So you actually don't need to buy
I'm picky
much.
about what I eat and drink. So that's why I said that.
Yep.
I care because maybe what they have, I don't want to eat or drink.
I don't want to eat what's at the hospital.
You know what I mean?
I heard them making me some drink that I was like, I don't want that.
And then obviously I want my newborn to have comfy, cozy clothes. Yeah. And then I would want that too, like a big pair of PJs or something.
Yes.
And then other than that, I really can't think of anything.
No, there's really nothing else that you need.
Yeah.
Obviously, you need a car seat to be discharged. Right. They won't let you leave without a car seat.
Well, that's a good segue. Let's talk baby gear. Baby gear. You can only have 3 things. What are you purchasing?
So car seat, obviously, have to have that. Carrier.
Yeah.
Because my babies just live in that. I guess safe sleep space, which like the second time my daughter was just like plopped in a bed because until they can roll, it's like that's just where she hung out.
Yeah.
I the first time bought those loungers for the baby and blah blah and like
I'm such a sucker. I'm like doing this episode being like I literally just purchased so many pink things for my girl because I'm so excited. I bought a pink lounger because my blue one can't be used anymore because I have a girl.
Obviously.
I need a pink one.
Duh.
Connor was like, what is this?
There's certain things that are just like for funsies.
Yes.
And there's no
and like
harm
you
in
said,
that.
the point of this episode is that we're telling you don't need them. That doesn't mean you shouldn't want them. You can want things.
You can totally want things. We just don't want you to feel like you have to have them and that they're like necessities to being a good mom or like necessities to make sure your baby is a good baby. It's like it's just it's like your baby comes out with a temperament and you just get what you get and you deal with what you've got. My daughter still doesn't sleep through the night at 16 months. Nothing that I was going to purchase was going to help that.
We need to stop like optimizing newborns
and just set yourself up mentally. Like
no course, no product is going to make or break your motherhood.
No.
And make you a better or worse mother.
Right. So yeah, I mean, I think a carrier, a car seat, and a safe sleep space, those are the 3 baby things that I feel like you actually need. The second time, like I used nothing. I just want to say one more thing. So if motherhood all of a sudden is feeling super expensive and urgent, right? And you're feeling guilt or like, oh, I better stock up. That is the marketing, and that is these companies making that sense of urgency, making these aggressive marketing campaigns. Just take a step back. It's okay, like Taylor said, to be like, actually, I do want a pink lounger. I do want that. But just take a step back before you dive in to the consumerism and just like, do I actually want this? Do I actually need this? You know, do people say that they actually use this for a real amount of time? Do people use it at all? I mean, is it all over Facebook Marketplace? Could I just borrow it from someone? Like a lot of my friends and I, we just pass things back and forth, hand-me-downs. I mean, we pass back and forth baby swings, baby loungers, just things that you don't need long-term. And because you use them for such a short amount of time. So like maybe you don't need them brand new. You don't need that.
In my personal experience, I have found zero difference between the like $80, $90 baby carriers and the $450, $500 carriers. No. They are the same thing. So that's another predatory thing. And, you know, I do think it's on Natasha and I's list to be like, yeah, we're not trying to sell anything, but we do want to simplify like what we believe is necessary, like bare bones. Yeah. And so it's on our list of to add products to like a shop page that's like stuff that we feel like every new mom needs. Bare bones. Like we're talking like 3 things in each category, like breastfeeding. Here's your 3 things. Like, because that would be helpful. And I think a lot of people reach out asking what they really need in each stage. And so that's on our list for 2026. Yeah. We'll get to it.
I want to take it back to like Mama Africa. Yeah. You know, like
you need your nipples.
Yeah.
And comfy clothes.
Yeah. And like, that's pretty much it.
Thank you guys for listening.
Thank you for listening.
Send us some unhinged ads because I like to watch them.
Oh my God. Sometimes they really piss me off. But yes, send them to us because like it's just so entertaining.
Don't buy a hot mom diaper.
Or do, and let us know how it is.
Yeah, let us know if it makes you hotter. Bye, everyone.
Bye.